At Journeymen, we encourage compassionate, inspired, and resilient young men through nature-based rites of passage, mentorship, and community engagement.
I remember an aha moment with Alex 5 years ago. And we had just learned of another youth suicide in the community. And both of us were able to say, now is the time. Too much harm, not enough support. And it was that moment when we fully committed.
The Journeyman mission matters to me because it gives me and my peers a sense of community and a place of belonging, and it lets us talk about issues that are hard for men to talk about in our world. From my time at Journeyman, I've learned a lot about how to connect with my community, how to connect with myself, my heart, and my emotions.
My name is Keyshawn Banks. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Journeyman. I was born in Tacoma, Washington, raised on the hilltop. I'm the youngest out of 6 kids. So my big brother had introduced me to Alex and Nikki, basically told me to prepare myself because this journey that they're finna take me down is not gonna be like the original, journey.
Journeymen empowers boys to find their own voice, to connect with their hearts and understand their own personal values. It can be hard to speak out when you're the only one going against the grain. By encouraging boys to find their voice and to speak up for what is right, we're going to change the culture.
At our best, at Journeymen, we create safe spaces for boys to explore these topics in a way that's authentic for them.
Having a safe place to talk about tough topics like gender violence and masculinity feels really freeing because it's kind of taboo to talk about it. It feels like, especially as a high schooler. In my life, this issue comes up when I think about the powerful women in my life, like my mom, who have set such a great example for me. And I think a lot about my friends who I've seen go through unhealthy and even abusive relationships.
So my dad was in and out of jail and stuff, man, that I really looked up to. And so when he would come home from jail, him and my mom would just be clashing. He busted out all my house windows and busted all my mom's car windows and really just was putting his hands on my mom. And I'm only 10 years old, 9 years old, and I really can't do nothing. I'm just looking at my mom like, Mom, this just can't be happening, Mom. I'm here for you. Those tears that you finna start crying, you can just cry on my shoulder. It's really tearing me apart. It's really breaking me down. Yeah.
Conversations around healthy relationships, consent, and boundaries need to start young, even as early as elementary school. Learning how to accept that no means no. Learning how to honor people's boundaries when they draw the line in the sand.
Growing up, I have so many memories that subtly conditioned me. And I think a lot of us don't make those connections, that those subtle microaggressions, those little snarky comments in the locker room, all of that create a hostile environment for the much more harmful acts of sexual harassment and domestic violence to propagate.
Teenage boys, as they start to approach exploring their sexuality, are bombarded with all sorts of images of violent behavior, of dominant behavior.
All of what we do in supporting boys and young men to get close to their heart, their emotional world, ultimately reduce the likelihood of gender violence and give people the skills they need to take action in their life. And we also need to know that we're not in it alone as men, and ultimately feel inspired that by reducing this awful experience of gender violence, we're also participating in our own liberation.
Journeyman has empowered me to become a leader in my community because it's given me the tools that I need to talk about issues that are hard to talk about. And it's connected me with a lot of people that give me confidence and support me.
I'm being a part of Journeyman and reaching out to the kids because I feel like it starts with them, Just because I went through it don't mean they have to go through it, It's like a pattern. So let me be the one to break this cycle. Let me be the one to wake you up. Connecting with them, it shows me what my big brothers is feeling, how much love a youngin can have for you. You know, he's on that journey with you. Once he connects with you, it's for sure locked in. There's no going back from it. Because at the end of the day, you know, they see this world as we see this world, you know?
To the boys and men out there,
To all the boys out there listening right now,
your voice matters.
we're all in this together.
Stay connected to your heart.
We have to hold each other accountable.
Be true to who you are and honest with your people.
And when we see something, we have to say something.
Let me be the one to break this cycle.